Hello my lovely ravens, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel and today I am going to show you how to make all these altered paper clips. As you can see here, I posted a photo in my community tab a few days ago as well. And they will look like this. By the way, if you like to see how I created this and if you want to make your own, next week I will be making these on this channel and you can craft along. I will leave in the description box below what you will need for that, or maybe on the community tab and then a link to that. I might just do that. And you can craft along with me and then you can make your own little one signature journal. But for now, so if I would to place this one in, you let this bit stick out a little bit and then it sticks out at the top. But with these, I prefer them on the side, unless they just have a piece of bow or string or something like that, because the dangle hangs down and now it just hangs on the side like that. And this one comes in from the other side, so probably this side, like so. And this one would be another side dangle, like that. So you have that little bell and inspire. And what else have we got? I'll put it in a different journal. This is also one of the same ones that I'll be making next week. This one comes in from this side. So obviously you can tuck some stuff under if you would like. And this one would go at the top. There's a little dangle that you can see inside the journal. Anyway, I'll take them all out again, because I am going to recreate what I've created. And make some together with you, and then next week you can make one of these yourself and you will have some altered paper clips, and of course the ephemera that we've already created on this channel, plus a journal. So that is pretty exciting. I've made one with 2 ends, 1 closure, so it works the same. It's just adding 1 or 2, maybe even 3 if you would like. So yes, I made 3 of those. Eventually I will sell these in my shop as well, but for now I'm going to make them next week. Anyway, let's move on. These paper clips, let's start with just one, shall we? And I'm going to sit down because right now I'm still standing up, and start creating some paper clips. So for this we need, well, you don't need a tray like this, but it's handy if you have a big stash of supplies and you want to limit yourself to a little bowl of something. So we've got some washi tape, some stamps, some black lace, pick whatever color you want, some leftover twine, some leftover thread. So I was making these strips because they are here. It's just a cotton sheet that I coffee dyed in the garden and then let it dry and then tore strips. Very easy. But from the side, these bits of fluff come off. And I knew I was gonna make the paper clips anyway, so I thought I might as well keep it. So a bit of string. If you don't have this from a cutoff, you can also just use string from a spool. Well, I'm going to use some dangles. Instead of these, you can also easily use buttons if you have those. Or whatever charms from old jewelry you've got. You are also going to use some little rings like these. Got some of those. Obviously the paper clips, because we're going to work with those. And then I also used some flowers on this one. And those are just these little flowers. I got them from AliExpress, really cheap. And I will leave a link down below if you want to have a look yourself. So that's tassels, bows, some more dangly stuff. Anyway, most of you will probably have this in the house if you're a crafter. Let's start with this one. You can either use a big or a small paper clip. And I'm gonna zoom the camera in a little bit. So I use the big stamp. You can also use a small one. This is a smaller one, which will fit on the side there. And if you would have a larger stamp, which I don't have any portrait stamps of now, but I can use a landscape one for a larger one. There we go. So the back of this is a piece of paper. Now, grab any scrapbook paper or a little bit thicker paper that you've got and fold it in half. You can probably use a wider one for the large paper clip. So whatever fits within those boundaries of the sides, all right? So this one is, where's my ruler? This one is just over 4 centimeters or 1 3/4 inches. So I'm just gonna fold it over. It doesn't have to be precise. But if you want to know the precise measurements, it's 5 centimeters or 2 inches. Fold that over. Now this would be for the large one. And then if I want to make a smaller one, this is very thick paper. I might just use this one. It's a little bit thinner. Fold it over. Doesn't have to be precise again, and cut it off. Just that one. A little bit wide. Just trim the side a little bit. There we go. Do the same for this one because it's also a little bit wide. Now what I did for this one is I folded it in half, and then let's see, this will make that V shape in that. Basically cut it how you would cut a ribbon. There we go. Got those little flags. Now, of course, you can just use the flags as a paperclip embellishment. So what you're gonna do, you can see this top part. This is where the paperclip starts, right? You're gonna put the paper here on the underside where it cannot go anywhere. This is what I'm going to do with every single paper clip that you see here today that is horizontal. This one slides in that way. And if you want to have it sliding that way, you just embellish this side. So there we have that for that one. Same for this one. Now you've got your base done. You can now glue this part. And the glue I use here is Fabri-Tac glue. Just wipe the excess off a little bit because I used a lot. And stick it together. Do the same with this one. And these are nice on their own. Like if you have some words that you want to put on there, these are nice on their own. But today I'm just using what I've got. If you want to put a word on there, you can just take a piece of book page, find a nice word that you want to put in there. It's very hard to find a nice part in here, apparently. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's like this. This is from a sheet music. This one slides in over the top. So what I've done with this one because I've got some of that fluff here and some lace. So I'm getting some of that thread. I think for this one, for the small one, I'm just going to use the thread. Otherwise it gets a little bit too overwhelming. And just put some glue on. And for the next part, I will need some lace. The reason I'm using black lace is that I used a lot of white lace and I might just want a few different ones in this case. My glue's oozing. I'm just taking that excess off. Don't need that much for lace. Stick that lace on. And now I can stick my stamp on. This is such a big piece though that I might actually put 2 stamps on. Like so. My glue keeps oozing. Let's use that. It's because it's below half and then it starts oozing in this bottle. So it's just what happens. You can also glue this on with some PVA glue if you prefer, or tacky glue, or whichever glue you prefer really. Hot glue would even work, I suppose. There we have it. The first one. This was the other one. The first one that I made. It's just a recreation of this one, and you can see that it's still completely different, but the same concept. Now I just need to put the stamp on this one, and then I've got a small one as well. And there's that one. How fast and easy was that? Now let's make another few. So I'll show you the other ones that are very similar to this one. This again is a similar concept. Piece of paper but just torn, and before you glue it down you stick a piece of lace in between and then you stick down the other part, and then from a piece of book page or from a sheet music you tear off the words that you like and you glue them on, and then you've got another paper clip. Another one that's like this is this one. That is one of these bigger ones as well, just with 2 stamps. This one is similar again, but just done with cloth. So I took a piece of this cloth. I will actually show you this one. I took a piece of this. Same principle again. Pull it through. Then you cut it off where you want that to sit. Now before we glue anything down on this one, I am going to attach some bits and pieces. So first, I want to have a piece of book page on there, like so. Then what else did I do? I stuck a piece of lace behind it, so it probably needs to go behind here. Lace, where's my lace? Just turning it over. A little bit of that glue. Stick on that lace. And turn it over again. So we have that lace sitting there now. Then I have 2 stamps that I want to put on there. I'm gonna go with Bright New Zealand. And no idea where this one's from. So this one I might just glue at the bottom, like so. Grab some of that string again. Glue that somewhere there. Add some glue on that one. And it's okay if it overlaps. It's all good. And overlaps on the side too. That's all fine. And then the final thing that I did before I glue it together, I gave it some staples just to add a little bit of interest. There we go, 2 staples. And now I can glue this together. I'm gonna go sparingly with my glue, otherwise it seeps through on the other side of the cloth. And now you have one that is based on a cloth, which is really neat, I think. See that? Same concept, different feel and look. I actually stapled through that one, but you don't have to, as you can see. You can, whichever way is easier for you. This one is similar again. This is a piece of card, lace, stamp, and a little embellishment. This can be a button, this can be a flower, it can be anything that you want. The bulkier it gets, the less easy it is to stick in your journal. Just keep that in mind. So I like to keep my pieces flat. And this is still a little bit bulky, but it's not a flower that's delicate and I cannot press down. So this one sticks out. Let me see which other ones are similar. This one is similar again. That's a small one with a tag lace. This one is again similar. This is just a triangle. Very easy. And a piece of cloth and an embellishment. Then let's see which other ones I do not have to show you, but they're easy enough to do. This one is just a little ringlet, like a little jump ring you can open and close, and a little bell, which is from a piece of jewelry from a thrift store, and the word inspire. I got this in Australia from a shop called Which Craft Do You Do? And you can buy them in packs. I'm sure in America there's other shops that do that as well. I will leave a link down below if you want to have a look there. I have no idea if they have it at the moment. But yeah, just put some of this on and let's call it a day, really. You can also just put a bead on the paperclip at the top without it dangling. Would be nice too. This is just 2 stickers placed together on top of each other. It's that easy for this one. You can also do that with stamps. You can also just stick a flower on top of this. It's a good base for anything really, because it sticks out at the top. So, a little charm if you like. Anything. Now, before we get into these two, I want to show you this one. It is the easiest one you're gonna make. You grab some washi tape. You grab a paperclip, the same way again. This is going to be a little bit fiddly though. You need to stick the washi tape through in between those 2 little bits. Probably goes a bit easier when you tear it off. So you need to lift that one part, and then once that is done, you can kind of pull it through. And this sticks to itself, just a bit tricky. And then you can cut this like so. And then you have a little banner paperclip, which you can use on both sides. And the same thing you can do with any washi tape. And then you can even have, if you would like, some banners next to each other or above each other on the same page, which is really cute. This is washi tape as well, which is little, how do you call them? Stamps, sticky stamps. And I did the same thing. And I just folded them over each other And then you have leave upside down. Oh well. I suppose I can always put it in like this. So there's washi tape. Very easy, simple, effective. Let's move on to these two. So this one is a little bit more complicated. It needs hot glue. So I'm gonna fire up my hot glue gun and then I'll show you how I did this one. You will need some lace. You will need some flowers or like a little button that goes in the middle. And you will need a circle. So I have a punch for this. But if you don't have a punch for that, you can cut out a circle or cut out the square that goes, something that goes at the back. It could even be another button, just for ease. I'm just gonna grab another button because I want to show you this with the buttons and the flowers, so I don't have to fluff around too much. Although I can probably use these flowers. I might show you two. And yeah, I'll show you one with flowers and one with a button, and then this is just a little dangly that sits at the bottom. I don't think I need to explain that. It's just hangs at the bottom, which is very easy to do. Let's take this one, and then the red rose is probably for an Alice one. There. And then let's take this wish thing. Another one of those. And what else? Probably with a button at the top. Okay. I'm also gonna grab some extra lace because I don't think this is gonna cut it. All right, my heat gun is glued up now. Sure. My heat gun is warmed up now. We got there. And in the meantime, I attach these little charms, and I even think that this one is already a little bit too big. Could be in the front of the journal where there's always a little bit more space. This one I had to attach with 2 rings and a mini paperclip. You can find these on AliExpress because this one didn't quite fit on the thick metal there. So there's that. Let's do the flower one first. Okay, so first things first, I need to cut these metal bits off the end. That's just how these flowers come. That one already is fine. I just need to grab my punch because apparently I forgot my punch. It's my 1-inch circle punch. I think it's 1 inch. Is it 1 inch? Not quite. I don't know. Something like that. It doesn't even say. Anyway, around 1 inch. Something like that. So hopefully this will not create a full circle because this paper is not quite as wide, but I don't mind. It's okay. I need 2. So 1 for this one and 1 for that one. So first of all, I'm going to glue this on there. I might actually use 2 for this one. Make sure that you don't burn yourself when you're doing this. Gonna apply this one and this one on top. You can also use normal glue for this part, but for the next part I really recommend you to use hot glue. So this is all cooling down now and stuck. So what I can do now is apply the lace. And again, you can use normal glue for this as well, but I find that hot glue grips very, very, very fast. Just like that. You just pleat it as you go. I already noticed that the hot glue is starting to dry, cool down. You've got a little rose. So I'm gonna basically do the same here, but then with this lace. And it would look like that. In this one, I'm just gonna glue the flowers on top. 3 doubles there. And decorate this as you like. Like, there's no beginning, no end really. See, I can even do another. Maybe that's nice. Do a little bow underneath here. And this is why you need tweezers, because you don't want this hot glue on your fingers. I always get a little bit on my fingers and I'm kind of used to it now, but yeah, you kind of don't want to do it because it does hurt. And like I said, you can go absolutely crazy with this. I just saw that chain here and I was thinking, oh, that would be nice to hang like that or something as well. It would be nice. But yeah, that would just be overdoing it for now. So that's what it looks like. So you've got a finished back and then that's the front. And I think it's really cute. If I were to put that in a journal, it would look like this. So what you can also do is just put it on the outside of a journal, like so. That's how it would sit. It's really pretty. And on the inside, it would just sit like that. With the dangle. And stick out like that. So like I said, this is a little bit more bulky, but definitely something for maybe outside of a journal. If you wanna, you know, if you have something that needs to be there, like a little note to someone you care about, you get gifting the journal to, and it can just sit on the outside like that. It would be really pretty. And the other one is this one. Now we'll do the same thing, just off camera, and I'll show you when I'm done with that one. And here we have that second one with the button, which is really pretty as well. And also, again, probably just for the outside of a journal, which gives a completely different look, but it's just as pretty. It's way more vintage, obviously, than this one. This one is more of like a statement piece, but this is really, really nice and super fluffy. So I did 2 layers of lace on top of each other. So there we have that. Very cute. You don't even have to do the dangly if you don't like that. Just leave it as is. I really like these things, and they're really fun to just add to journals on the outside as a little extra, you know, little extra thing. Here we go. A little extra embellishment that you can remove if you would like to. Then for the second last one, so this one is a piece of string tied on either side, and this is washi tape, again with the little flags. It's just a little fun one, this one. So this would just slide on a page like so, and it just has that little element of a little embellished piece, and you can tuck something under that as well. Just a little banner paper clip. Not hard. This one is, you can still see the paper clip here, yes, but it's called a hidden paper clip with a little dangle thing. So let's make this one. We need a large paper clip for this one. So most of the paper clips I've used are the larger paper clips. So with large, what do I mean with large? 5 centimeters or 2 inches paper clip. And the smaller ones that I used are nearly 3 centimeters or just over an inch. So yes, the larger paper clips. We need something like this. I'm just gonna make a narrow one because I don't want that hole there. Again, you can use whatever paper you want. I would recommend paper for this one and not cloth. So you have the large part and the smaller part that's on the inside. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna leave the large part at the back. Come on. And slide this over. Leave a little part sticking out. And then flip this over on itself. Just so this disappears behind it. So now you still have that large part showing and the small part sits on the inside. So now what you want to do is, with this one I had lace stuck in between. So we can still do that, but I have to open it at the bottom here, which is fine. I'm going to cut off a little strip there. So here you can see that the large part is on the outside, the smaller part is on the inside. If I am to attach lace to that, let's add some of this stuff because I have it here. I'm gonna attach that with hot glue just because I have it here and it's faster. And you can pleat it as you go. There you go. And then I'm going to apply glue to this part. And apply this thing. It's hot. Just be aware that that paper clip, so that gets hot too. So be aware of that. It gets hot. So now we have that. And again, you can make this as wide or as skinny as you want, as long as you covered the paper clip. Now I just want to round my corners there. Like I've done with the other bit, with this one. And just cut off that excess part there. There we go. Now basically you're done if you want to call this done. You can also add a little charm at the top. Got a little dangly here now. And if that still isn't enough, you can also add some string, or perhaps another little dangle. I've got a little 2-part dangly there. And you can sit this at the top of a journal. Let's find a journal. Take this off for a moment. Have this sticking out like that. This will probably dangle down because it's heavier. Or you can of course have this dangling off the side. Like so. Now let me know what you thought of this video. This is all the things that we've created today. Let me round them up here. Look how many you can create in such a small time frame, really. They're fun to make, and it's just, you know, being creative with scraps, because that's all it is. Basically, these ones are just scraps and a paper clip. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see tags made from paper clips, hidden paper clip tags. I say tags, but I mean tabs. So tabs that stick out on the side. I can make those as well if you would like. But next week I'm going to do these 3 journals, make these 3 journals. Well, I'll make 1 or 2, but not all 3 of them. I will leave a link in the description box below where you can find the supplies that you will need if you want to craft along with that video. And I want to thank you all for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye everyone.